Hello everybody and welcome back to Man in the House. Today we're going to be talking about a very important subject. Hope you stay tuned and watch to the end. But we're going to be sitting in the family room. And if you recall from my first video, I'm going to give you just a little bit of a tour of the rooms as we sit and talk in them. And the subjects are going to pertain to whatever room we're in. So like I said, we're in the family room today. Here comes the tour. Stay tuned for the talk. See you in a minute. Okay guys, this is the room I'm talking about. It's our little sitting room here. So we're going to go on, take a little bit of a quick tour. Sometimes B-Love does her lives from that chair right there. As you can see, she's got her B-Love's life, or B-Love's to cook portrait up there that we got hanging around. We kind of chop it up a little bit on that couch over there, and then you see some family pictures on the wall. I'm going to actually show you guys some family pictures. Probably throw them in this video clip just so you guys can see. But there's my mom up on the top and our family and such on the bottom. You can't see them that well, so I'll shoot them in there in the video. And then, of course, this is our too big to get into the frame entertainment center. Let's see, let me get back here. So we got some stuff on the bottom there, a lot of little knickknacks on the shelves there, and of course that opens up to a TV. But that's pretty much it. Okay, guys, here's the subject of the day. The subject of the day is the importance, the impact, and the influence that a man's affection has on his family. Y'all got that? Importance, impact, influence. We're going to talk about all three in reference to the wife, in reference to the daughter, and in reference to the son in the family setting. All right, so first off, like I said, the wife. Men, a lot of times we equate, showing somebody they love, or showing the wife that we love you, to saying, hey, I love you. Well, you already know I love you anyway, That's how we do it sometimes. It's without effort. It's, I love you. I know ladies, y'all get that from time to time. But fellas, women are extremely emotional. And so they need to feel that love from you. It's not just, I love you. It's got to be love personified. And that's where affection comes in. And basically what affection is the feeling of love. Okay? It is not just you telling them that you love them, but it's them being able to feel that love from you. And it don't take much for you to get there. It don't take much for you to get there. So sometimes, for those of you that watch me on B-Love's Life channel and you see us interact, really what I'm doing is if I'm caressing her, or I'm holding her, or I'm looking at her like she's the only woman on the planet, because she is to me when it comes to the romantic side, that to me is me showing her affection, okay? It's different than me saying I love you. She knows I love her, but what I'm doing is I'm showing her affection. And guys, a lot of times we like to get stuff out of the relationship, but we don't like to put things in, right? And the reason why it's important to a woman to feel that affection is because then she knows you love her. She knows. It ain't just words anymore. She knows, because you do it all the time. You don't do it just when you want something. You do it all the time, right? So this is how the amount of affection that you show a woman impacts her. All right, we out of importance, we into impact. This is how it impacts her. What happens is this. When you show a woman affection, she begins to see you in a different way. She begins to value you in a different way. And if you do it right, you'll notice that she talks to you in a different way. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She talks to you in a different way. In turn, what happens is, because you've raised her value, you've raised her opinion of herself in your eyes. In other words, she now knows that you really love her. And when a woman feels that security in the relationship, she's willing to act a different way. She's willing to speak to you in a different way. She's willing to respond to you in a different way. Okay? So think of it like this. Women have a huge emotional bank account. And if you will make the time and the conscious effort to invest affection into that bank account, the value of the account continues to grow. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And she begins to see herself way more valuable, right? As she should, because she is valuable. But the response to it is, like today, if you go to the bank account and you haven't made any deposits, you're going to be met with insufficient funds when you go to make a withdrawal, right? Well, the same thing here. If you haven't made any deposits by way of affection into your wife, then when you go to make a withdrawal, and you know what I'm talking about, guess what? You're going to be met with that little slip that comes printing out of the ATM that says insufficient funds. Okay? So that's how your affection impacts her. But let me tell you how it influences her. If you are truly affectionate to your wife all the time, and like I said, not just when you want something, it not only does it change the way that she responds to you, it changes the way that she responds to other men. Because y'all know men gonna be men. Men gonna always come at your wife. They don't care if they got a ring on their finger. They don't care about nothing about that, right? But what happens is, because you've given her that level of affection that she needs, then when they come trying to holler, what goes through the woman's mind? Well, I already get these compliments. My man already tell me how good I look. My man already compliments me on a daily basis. He already shows me how much he loves me. I'm already feeling secure in my relationship. So yeah, you may be tall, dark, and handsome, but I'm not willing to give up what I have to get you, right? That's the influence that happens. And guess what? Influence is not something that where you talking and you telling somebody, right? It can be a form like that. But in this particular case, it's more like that voice in the back of their mind, right? That thought, that emotion that rises up because they already have a good relationship and they ain't trying to go there. And what else does it do? They know, the woman knows that because her children are also looking at their relationship and they're the model for their children, and they know that the man is like, if he's doing the right stuff, he's influencing their children as well. He's giving that affection to their children as well. And so it would just be whack. It would be crazy for her to do something like that. And so all of that comes into play when other men are trying to get in and bat on the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get into your relationship. All that comes into play because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Y'all keep that in mind. That's how it affects the woman or the wife in the relationship. Now, how does it affect the daughter? Huge. Because the way that you show affection to your daughter and the way that you show affection to your wife in the family setting becomes the standard for the way that she sees men, right? So when it comes to the daughter, you have to not only affirm her, but also you got to model what a man is supposed to be like. And so she's getting that already as she sees how you are affectionate to her mother. But when you're showing affection to her as the daughter, she begins to see how a man should treat her. And what it does is it raises her level of self-esteem and the way that she values herself. So guess what? She's not just going to go around letting no man just talk to her any kind of way or do her any kind of way, because she didn't see that in her father. She didn't see that in her father, who was also the husband of her mother. Y'all got where I'm coming from? If you as a man would take the time to invest affection into your daughter, when she gets to the place where she's making that choice for a man, you and the mom have already honed her picker, so to speak, right? She's got this model relationship in her mind that she got from mom and dad that's going to be the standard, the barometer for how she picks her husband, for how she picks the men in her life, for how she raises her son to be as well. So it's a big responsibility when you say that you're a man in the house. It's a responsibility to show an example, a model for how all men should treat their wife and their daughter. So when the daughter goes out and she is going to find this man that's supposed to be her husband, all she thinking about is you. How daddy treated mama. How did daddy treat me? The love he showed for me. You know, how he built me up and never tore me down. How he was always there to give me a hug and make me feel secure and take care of me financially. That's how he did my mom. That's what I expect from the man that's going to enter into my life. So what you're doing is when you're showing that daughter affection, you honing her picker. Now she can spot them bad apples. Y'all know what I'm talking about. She can look at a tree of apples or men and say, that's a good one. That's a bad one. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to pick this one because I see how he treats a woman and I see how he would treat me. And I'm looking at my father and saying, yeah, he's measuring up to the standard that my father set. So that's why it's important that we show affection in the proper way. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to the son, this is where men have a hard time showing affection to their sons. And the reason why is because a lot of times in families, men didn't have a male role model or didn't have a father themselves to show them how they should conduct themselves and how they should receive affection from a man, right? And if you've never been given the appropriate affection from a father, it's hard for you to understand how it is that you're supposed to give it to your son. Okay? But it's so important for a man in the house to let his son know that regardless, you my son, you my blood, right? And to build him up into a man, the man that he should be as he models himself after you. And that's what happens to the son. The son begins to age and become emotionally mature, and he's looking around just as the daughter did. He's looking around at the man in the house. He's looking around at the woman in the house. He's seeing how they interacted with each other. He's seeing that love, that bond, that communication, that emotional maturity, that honesty. He's seeing that relationship that is balanced, and he's saying, okay, I know what I need to do in my role as a man, but not only that, I know what the woman should be like that I'm going to marry as well. And that's where it becomes extremely important. We show that level of affection to our sons, not only by, kind of playing with them and doing all that stuff, but really by, the hug. A lot of times men don't hug in families. I grew up that way. We didn't do a lot of hugging. We didn't do a lot of, I love yous and stuff like that. And we weren't very emotional in the family. My mom towards me, absolutely, she was extremely emotional, but that's how women are. But men just have not been, I don't know. I don't know if it's a generational thing where men just weren't open enough and in tune enough with their emotions to be strong and sensitive at the same time. Y'all get what I'm saying? But as the man in the house, we have to teach our sons how to do just that. How to be a man, how to provide security, both financially and physically, but also how to be emotional enough to not only declare their love for their mate, but also show that affection that is that love personified to them. Okay? And if it's done right, then the son that becomes a man will learn to treat not only his mama, but also his sister in the same way or same level of respect as his father did. So ladies, that's how you get a good one. You get a good one because he is a product of a good one. But now, that's not always the case. Sometimes a man is a good man because of the work that he has put in to change himself over time. You don't always grow up, as men, we don't always grow up with the best role models or in the best situations. And so we don't always come out knowing what we should be doing or how we should be acting. And in my case, obviously, you know, growing up, I didn't have all of the same or the things that I needed. So I ended up, I went to God, y'all. And I said, Lord, I don't know. I was 19 when I got married. So I was really young and didn't really understand all of the things that were involved in it. So I went to God and said, God, make me a good husband. Make me a good father. Show me what that even means. Teach me how to do it. And, you know, over the years, God has just been growing and changing and teaching me how to be a better man and how to be a good father and a good husband. So with that, guys, thank you for watching. Comment, affection if you made it to the end of this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with the men in your life. All right, share it with the men in your life. Let's see if we can't get some more guys and some more influence with men, and really hear the man's voice, because it's not just my voice. Men together speak loud. And I ain't talking about boys, I'm talking about men. Until next time, this is Man in the House with Nate the Great. Thanks.